Morning everyone, it's Denise here, the circuit pastoral worker for the Preston Ribble circuit, and once again I'm outside. I think this is where I find most of my inspiration at the moment. So I'm actually recording this on Sunday afternoon and I'm out and about in the woods not far from my home, and actually while I've been standing here I've just had a buzzard swoop quite close by crying out, so it's probably hunting for something, but I might be a little bit too big for it. So I hope you're all feeling okay. I know we've had a bit of a blow recently with the further lockdowns here in Lancashire and sort of blanket bans on things across the country, and we're hearing stories of people who are struggling, and whether they're struggling and outpouring that by trying to be with their friends when they shouldn't be, or whether they're struggling behind closed doors, it's still a struggle. And sometimes we wrestle with things and we find a way through. When I was in my late teens, there was a song that came into the charts, and it was written by Ian Dewey and the Blockheads, and it was called Reasons to be Cheerful, parts 1, 2 and 3. So here on Monday morning we're having part 1. If you want to find out what part 2 is, you'll have to tune in on Wednesday morning, and for part 3 you'll have to tune in on Friday tea time. Okay, so that's Monday morning, which is this one, Wednesday morning for part 2, and Friday tea time for part 3. So I was thinking about that verse in the Bible when Jesus said, and they're in the midst of chaos, he's got all these lads around him and he says, look, consider the lilies of the field. And I imagine that they were kind of sitting somewhere and he picked one up and he said, look at this lily, arrayed in all its beauty, is much more pretty than King Solomon in all of his gold and splendour. Sometimes we just have to take a moment out and focus on the now and the possible and the beauty within it. That's what mindfulness is all about. If you've heard people talk about mindfulness, that's what it's all about. Being in the present moment, focusing on something there and then with your full attention. And perhaps in that moment Jesus was practicing mindfulness when he said, look at the lilies of the field, consider them. So think about everything about them, what they look like, what colour they are, how they smell, how many of them are there, and where are they, and just gaze upon them and lose yourself in it. So I'm out here in the woods and I'm losing myself in the sounds and the things that are around me, and I'm trying to focus on things that I can do instead of things that I feel powerless about. So whatever you're doing today, I hope that you find a moment to focus on something that's possible, to focus on something that cheers you up, because we're looking at reasons to be cheerful and this is part 1. Be mindful. Maybe go out and just pick a flower and have a look at it. Focus on it. Touch it, feel it, smell it, be with it, let it sit with you. Or maybe an object that you have to hand if you can't get out and about, something that's precious to you. Take it in your hand, hold it, have a look at it, and focus on what it means. I'll leave you with a prayer which is held in the sounds around me. Sometimes words are not enough, are they? So that's a prayer between us and God. Hope you're taking care of yourselves, and tune in on Wednesday for Reasons to be Cheerful part 2. Bye.